Welcome back to History in Motion, proudly brought to you by Midas. It's now time for some open wheel action with the Investchem Formula Fords. This is a close run class where the drivers are using the same motors and parts, but the cars have a different look to them. Let's hear from Andrew Horn.
Yeah, I've been running in the Zwartkops series on the national tour, so yeah, it's good to be back, come out and have a bit of fun.
How was Andrew feeling about the race?
Let's wait and see. The weather's looking a bit iffy, so I think that'll play a role. Let's see how we go.
Let's have a look at the grid. Graham Hepburn is on pole position, Matej Stradom is second, David Jeremy third, and Andrew Schofield fourth. Dad Ian Schofield will start from 7th place, with Donnie Lamola starting from 12th on the grid. The drivers wait for the lights to go out. They're off, and the grid lurches into action as they head into turn 1. Paul Gerber got off to a stunning start, and into turn 1, it's Graham Hepburn leading the field. Oh no, Ben van der Westhuizen has dropped 2 wheels on the dirt and loses it into the field of cars, and Jeff Gable has nowhere to go and crashes right into him. This will surely bring out a red flag. Taking a look at the onboard shots now, we can see van der Westhuizen touch the dirt and lose control, while Gable tries to avoid him but has nowhere else to go. Great shot of the incident from Jonathan Nash's car as he watches it all unfold in front of him, and we see him try to avoid Gable. Watching from the perspective of James Reeves, and we see dust and debris flying through the air as he picks his way past the incident. The red flag is out, and you can see the frustration for Gable as this is a repeat of what had happened at Pakisa. Ben van der Westhuizen gets towed in.
Well, I had a very good start, but I was right on the outside of the track, and I didn't realize how slippery it was there. And as I slowed down for the corner, the car, 2 wheels went on the grass. I just couldn't control it, and I just lost control and spun across the track. And I was hit by Jeff, unfortunately, but we were very lucky. All the other guys missed us. So we actually had a fortunate situation. The rear suspension is bent, and I see I've got a hole in the radiator here.
The cleanup continues on the track.
Well, Pakisa, I think I made it 2 laps. This time it was only 1 corner in the race. We had one of the cars in front of me manage to go a little bit wide in one, get on the gravel, spear across the track. I had nowhere to go with all the cars around. I'm just pleased it was only 2 of us in the crash. It could have easily been more. When I was spun around and watching the field come towards me, my eyes must have been as big as saucers. I'm afraid all of the right front is broken, the wheel is broken, all of the suspension bits are broken, the nose cone's got a bit of a hole in it. We'll fix it all in time for Kyalami, but a disappointing end to what was going to be a good day.
Back on the track for a restart. The lights are out, and it's Andrew Horn diving to the dirt as the grid make their way down to BMW Performance Parts. It's Graham Hepburn leading. Heading towards Rennick's Con, and look at Ian Schofield as he slides a bit from the wet track as the drizzle starts to come down, and this will make things incredibly tricky. And you can see the drizzle on our camera lens as well. Heading up to Sassol, and it's clear that the drivers are taking it a bit more carefully. It's Ian Schofield who leads the pack, followed by Andrew Schofield and Andrew Horn in third. Matthew Nash has brother Jonathan hot on his heels as they head towards Kenwood. Jonathan Nash in turn coming under pressure from David Jeremy as they go through turn 7. Jeremy switches from the outside to the inside of Nash as they head into Goldwagen, looking for a way past. Jonathan Nash, feeling the pressure, puts 2 wheels on the dirt and loses a position to Andreas Petru. As the drivers head up the hill into turn 5, Ian Schofield leads the way with Matthew Nash and Andrew Schofield side by side into turn 5 behind him. No one is giving an inch despite the wet conditions. Behind them, David Jeremy passes Andrew Horn and now sets his sights on Andrew Schofield as they head out of 6 and off towards 7. As the drivers head down towards the final corner, Andrew Horn tries to take Jeremy on the inside, but Jeremy moves out and tries to go on the inside of Andrew Schofield. Oh no, Ian Schofield gets it all wrong and spins out in front of the group, but luckily all the drivers avoid him. On board with Jonathan Nash as he takes a look down the inside of Andreas Petru. Petru turns and Nash has nowhere to go and T-bones Petru. You can see the frustration of Jonathan Nash. Both drivers are fine as we see Petru undo his belts. Heading up to Sassol, and we see David Jeremy lunge down the inside of Matthew Nash, and he makes it stick as he exits the corner, and Jeremy moves up to 4th place behind Andrew Schofield. Into turn 2, and the British driver David Jeremy dives on the inside of Andrew Schofield, but Schofield gets on the brakes later and on the throttle earlier and manages to maintain his third place. Jeremy attempts to fight back but ends up putting 2 wheels on the dirt. Into Sassel corner, and David Jeremy tries again. He goes down the inside of Andrew Schofield and manages to push him wide and gets by to take third. Coming round the final bend for the final time in race 1, and it's Graham Hepburn who will cross the line to take first, and the checkered flag with Matthijs Stradom right behind in second. Andrew Schofield comes round turn 8 and just manages to hold Matthew Nash at bay to take 4th place. Confirmation of the results, and Graham Hepburn hung on to take victory by just over half a second from Matthijs Stradom. David Jeremy edged out Andrew Schofield for 3rd. Jonathan Nash managing to complete the race after his tangle with Petru, coming home in 9th place.
It was a really good race. The track was a little bit slippery with the rain and a little bit of oil on the track. But initially I was with I think the front 5 or the front 6 guys, and we were having a really awesome time. And then I made a little mistake into the last corner. We ran a bit wide. And Andreas managed to get through. So him and I had a bit of a battle, and then I tried to dive him at the top of the hills. But I don't think he saw me in his mirror, so he turned into me. We had a bit of an incident. But yeah, that's how it goes. So that was still a fun race.
Yeah, it was an exciting race. I started last because I qualified 3rd, but then was underweight, so I had to go to the back. But no, the rain helped me. I managed to get up to 3rd, and then 2 laps to go, so it was quite easy after that. So it was a good race though. First time up here.
The lights go out and race 2 gets underway with track conditions slightly drier this time round. Graham Hepburn takes the lead with David Jeremy in 2nd and Matthijs Stradom in 3rd, as the driver's going to turn 1 with no incidents compared to the first race. The man on a mission as the cars head into turn 2 is Ian Schofield, as he tries to make up ground after race 1 spin. Jonathan Nash and Andreas Petru are side by side as they come out of turn 2. On board with Graham Hepburn, and we look back and watch as David Jeremy makes a stunning pass to take 1st position. Hepburn gives chase, not wanting to let Jeremy get too far ahead. Onto the back straight, and we see Graham Hepburn frantically looking from side to side for any small gap to pass Jeremy and retake the lead. Andrew Horn has latched onto Hepburn's tail, and it has turned into a 3-horse race as they charge up the hill. Jeremy takes a defensive line to try and keep Hepburn at bay. Hepburn, meanwhile, has his hands full with Andrew Horn, who is looking for the smallest opportunity to capitalize on. Into 7 and down towards Goldwagen. Hepburn takes a look down the inside of Jeremy, but there isn't enough room, and Hepburn loses control and spins around. Horn and Ian Schofield narrowly miss hitting Hepburn as, oh no, it seems like Andrew Schofield has spun out trying to avoid Hepburn and has been hit, damaging his front suspension. Hepburn rejoins the race, but it looks like he has caught the off-road bug as he went wide out of turn 4 and now is doing some rally driving up to turn 6. He's also getting rid of extra weight as he loses his nose cone as well. Paul Gerber leads Rex Tweedy into Rennick's Con corner. Tweedy tries to take a late apex to gain some more momentum on the exit and hopefully make up ground on Gerber. Heading up to Sassel corner, we see David Jeremy placing his car in the center of the track, trying to make it as wide as possible in order to hold off Ian Schofield and Andrew Horn. Into Kenwood, and Horn goes wide. Schofield doesn't need to be asked twice, and he snaps up the position and moves into 2nd place. Coming out of 7 and into Goldwagen, it's David Jeremy who is left with a relatively easy drive to take the checkered flag and victory in race 2 for the Investchem Formula Fords. Ian Schofield holds off Andrew Horn to take 2nd place. Confirmation of the results, and Matthew Nash takes 4th spot ahead of Matthijs Stradom in 5th, with Graham Hepburn taking a credible 6th after his spin. We caught up with the drivers after the race.
Made a good start, straight into 2nd, and then I was just trying to chase Graham down, and I think he maybe missed the gear or something because he seemed to go slow down the straight, and I got past him. Then it was just trying to keep going forwards.
Pretty much that story, and then I was chasing from behind, and a bit difficult to get past here at Zwartkops, so Andrew was hounding me all over the place, so I had to keep him at bay and try to do a dare dive, and I died. Then I just tried real hard and went off at turn 4, and that's how I lost my nose.
No, it was a good fun. It was nice battling with Graham. When he spun, it sort of broke the battle up a little bit. But yeah, I spent the rest of the race chasing down David. It was good fun.
Here's a quick question for you. When is the earliest known photographic record of a checkered flag being used to mark the end of a motor race? Find out after the break.
Join us after the break for action from the historic saloons on History in Motion.